And it is now time for a motion to adjourn with MP Chris Famous and Dwayne Robinson, JP.
And welcome to Motion to Adjourn. Thank you all for stopping by and listening in. It is wet outside, so if you are listening while you're driving or riding or however you are listening, please be safe on the road. Make sure that you look both ways and you keep your eyes on the road, as we know it has been hazardous, especially with the growing number of potholes, and the government has pledged to fill them in, but still keep your eyes open as much as you can. Today we have a special guest, which I would say a returning guest because we've had her before, but to discuss the powwow happening down in St. David's, which I know for a fact is definitely going to be up against this weather. So I'm looking forward to hearing about it and wondering if our guest is on right now.
I am. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ms. Murphy. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm good, and we appreciate you coming back on. As you know, we always enjoy hearing about the culture of Native Americans in Bermuda. So how is the powwow making out in the face of this impending weather?
Well, I will say I'm excited because everyone's here. Everyone arrived, and when they all arrived, the weather was fine. But we all knew that this pending weather is on the horizon, right? So we are trying to make contingency plans for, what may happen. But I'm excited that they're here, and I can't wait for us to gather around the circle again.
Agreed. And, I won't say a full introduction, but just a brief introduction for anyone who is a new listener or who missed last time.
Reintroduction of myself, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Selena Murphy. I'm the chairman of the St. David's Islander and Native community.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I should have been more clear, but I want to make sure folks know, okay, what we're dealing with. So, because you was one, and I hadn't had a chance to introduce you completely yet, and I don't want to have you waiting in the wings too long. But
okay.
I'm very excited. Could you let us know the dates of this event?
Yes, so the event is this weekend. It's happening at St. David's Cricket Club on Lord's Field, and it starts at 2, but the gates open at 12. Now, I will say that should there be rain, as it is looking like it may be on Saturday, we will start the powwow earlier on Sunday. So Sunday, we will start at 12, and the gates will open at 10.
Okay, perfect. And is there anywhere that folks can keep track of that, or will it be posted somewhere?
Well, we will use our social media, and we'll reach out to the radio stations and whatnot as much as we can. But yes, we will definitely put a notice out probably Friday evening to let everyone know what it's looking like.
Awesome. And I'm gonna speak positivity over the event. So when it does happen, what are some things that people can expect? Any big changes from last time?
You know what? I would think the big change is mostly the energy, because it's been 5 years since we last gathered together, and there's been a lot of loss, and people are coming to celebrate our ancestors and recognize those losses. As Everett Tall Oak Leadon and his wife Patricia, they were very much instrumental to our organization in its early formative years, and also Chief Vernon Silent Drum Lopez. He also passed away this year. So their family members are here to honor them. And then we also have local committee members who passed away within those 5 years, which is Ms. Patricia Steins Rayner. She was our secretary. And then we have Ms. Valiantia Stowe, and we have Ms. Teresa Simpson. And they were all beautiful ladies who this is all volunteer work, and they gave themselves to our committee, and we want to honor them as well. So we will start the powwow with a libation ceremony after the grand entry, and we invite anyone who would like to honor their lost loved ones to be a part of the ceremony. It is a somber moment. However, it is a cleansing experience, I think, and it helps heal the soul, I feel. And then we'll start the day's event after the libation ceremony.
Okay, and would that be something that is affected by weather, or is it something that will probably go ahead regardless?
Well, the libation ceremony will be moved to the Sunday. So the libation ceremony is scheduled to happen on Saturday. But if we postpone the powwow, we will not have anything happen at all on Saturday. So we'll move everything to Sunday.
Okay, understood. And I think that is it's good to know, because I know we were quite surprised to see the huge turnout at Bermuda Day during the rain, which, as people always say, the rain tends to shut Bermuda down. Bermudians don't tend to come out in the rain. But I think that people are just so hungry for connection to community and that
being outside.
Exactly. That's the big one. Yeah, being outside.
And being outside.
So I do think that you will get people that are going to push through for that togetherness, for that common together of community and being outside. So,
I understand that, but however, for the rain, we have people who wear regalia, right? So you have their leathers, and then we have drums, and these drums can't get wet. Like, there's a lot of, and the fire. There are certain elements to all of this that can't happen if it's raining, so to speak. So there isn't unless we, talk about it, let's say on Friday when we do see each other. When I say not just the committee, but also our guests, we will be gathering together for a social. If there is another way that we can do it and support it, then we'll announce it. But right now, Sunday is looking really good. But I am saying that should Saturday not go as planned.
I absolutely agree. And I knew that that's the same thing that the Gombe's were struggling with as well, the regalia and things. So I understand that, and I do really, really hope that everything goes as planned.
Me too. But, we've been planning this for months, and then who knew we were going to get hit with a monsoon between May and June?
I know.
40 days and 40 nights is becoming like a thing, maybe.
Honestly.
Like that.
Honestly. But what other activities are on the docket, though, for the event? Okay,
so we do have joining us Native American dancers and drummers, supported by the Eastern Sun Storm Boys drummers, which is it's a drum sponsored by the Warwick Gumbays, who also support our event. They will be there. And we have the Wampanoag Dance Nation singers and dancers. They have come to support the event. We also have Gold Point Archery. If you're familiar with them, they are in St. David's, and so they're going to be demonstrating and being on the side where people can participate in archery and learn about archery. Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
I thought I lost you for a second.
No.
Yes, and so we also have vendors that we have that were, part of the atmosphere that we were going to have down there. So we asked people to bring their own chair, bring a tent, similar to like how Good Friday is, where you can set up around the circle and watch the day's events and be a part of the sort of atmosphere.
And is there any special food or traditional food that will be presented at this event?
The only thing that I would like to say is that there is the traditional St. David's fish chowder that is being made by Ricky Lee Pitcher. It will be on an actual open fire pit, and people can sample that. That is something that we just kind of give people to sample and taste.
Well, I will say that Good Views and Fish Charter is a great pool for Bermudians. So I think you guys have got it covered right there.
Yes.
But
So it's $10 for entry and $5 for seniors and children under the age of 12.
thank you so much. And is there a way to, is it all purchased at the door or any way for advance purchase?
No, it's all purchased at the gate.
Okay, perfect. And where, just so that we know, because, well, I know, but just so that the listening audience knows, where is it going to be held this year?
You know, you asked me that at the beginning. St. David's Cricket Club on Lord's Field is right there every year when they come. The powwow is, like I said, scheduled to start at 2 and end at 6:30. And we have the gates opening at 12 so that people can come, set up, and enjoy the atmosphere. And like I said, if Saturday is raining, Sunday will be a start time of 12 o'clock and we'll end at 6. And the gates will open at 10 a.m.
And, you know, I'm too young to be having those sort of moments, so I apologize. But, you know, it just give us a little bit of a backdrop into what the association has been up to in the last year since we spoke to you last.
Well, yeah, the last time we spoke, we talked about our libation ceremony, I think, because we felt it was important to do the libation ceremony for those we have lost and to also reconnect with our ancestors. Coming out of COVID was, you know, a bit difficult. And, you know, our mission statement is to preserve, illustrate, exhibit, and promote the unique heritage of St. David's Island and other native history and cultures in Bermuda. So with that being said, our plan is to have a museum showing in conjunction with Masterworks end of July, beginning of August, and we will be displaying gifts that have been given to the committee over the years. Some people will display their family tree or, you know, just things that they've learned about their family and have collected over the years. So we're looking, we're going to work faster, I think, after the powwow because that's taken up so much of our time, curating that to make sure we're ready for that showing. Another thing is we're working on with the Department of Education to work on curriculum. And we're starting with the primary school level, the lower level, and then we'll work our way up. So that's another initiative that we're looking to do. And another thing I'd like to say is that our title or the name of our committee is the St. David's Islander and Native Committee. And I want to embrace other Native Indigenous people who settled here in Bermuda. And I say that because we know that St. David's isn't the only place that people lived, Native people, once they came to Bermuda. There were people in Bailey's Bay. There were people in Somerset, Eli's Harbor, and different places. So I would love to extend like an invitation for others who are curious about who they are, if they know they have Native heritage, to reach out to us, and perhaps we can grow this powwow even. Because if they have, say, Narragansett, or say they have First Nation, or say they have any Native roots, perhaps we can work together and build relationships with those tribes and bring them down for the powwow, or bring them down for talks, so how they can learn more about their culture. Our tagline this year is Claim Your Heritage. And I think people are curious about who they are. A lot of people take DNA tests and they find out, oh, I'm 5% this and 20% that. And why not get to know those elements of who you are? Explore it. So while this is a community event, I do extend an invitation to those who are curious about themselves to reach out and perhaps start dialoguing so we can try to expand what we do now.
I think that's amazing. Thank you so much for that update. And
no worries.
Just to get something a little bit personal, could you share a memory of yours from a powwow that has just stuck with you? Like, if it's one thing that you think of and you think powwow and Miss Murphy, what is it?
Gee, one thing. Let me think. So I tend to MC the event. And it's something I sort of fell into because I know one year my sister did do the MC. And it's something that I wish that I could have traveled and went to other powwows to learn more. But I'm always supported by our guests, and they help me so much through the days as I do the emceeing, because, you know, this isn't in part of our everyday thing, right? So I get so much help. I think they're so welcoming. They're so willing to share their culture and how they do things with everything from dancing. They teach us their dancing, their language, just their ways, even though some of those ways are old history or tradition for us, but discovering those lost things as well is so interesting. Like, for example, we know that the way some of the islanders tied knots, because, you know, it was a fishing community, boating community. So apparently the way they used to tie knots is very similar to the way they do it in New England. And so we know that was passed down, but we didn't know exactly. You know what I mean? Like, it's something that just was innate and happened. So learning more about Native culture just helps to, you know, enhance who you are a bit. That's what I think. That sticks out for me.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I know that we have to let you go, and I mean, we keep you all the whole hour, but
I know you have other things as well. So I appreciate you allowing us to call in and keep everybody updated, for sure.
Yes, and before you go, just let people know where they can contact you in the association. Just for the reminder.
Yes. So, well, we have social media, of course. So we have Instagram and Facebook. So please look out on those spaces for any updates and notices. But we also have a website, saintdavids.com. And then we have an email account, which is st.davidsinc@gmail.com if they want to email us for an update as well. But we should be putting notices out on our socials and trying to contact anyone to help put our message out there as best we can.
Well, thank you. And, you know, you always have time with us if you need to come back, or you feel like you haven't gotten the message out as much as you like. You know, we always keep a spot here to support you and the powwow in St. David's, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And make sure that it's a great one. I know it will be. And I've read the Burn News article. So for those who are looking for a little bit more information, there is an article in Burn News as well to follow up on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And also the Royal Gazette. We've been trying to put the messages out there. So there's many different resources that people can find about us, and we're available for any questions that anyone may have.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Murphy. And, you know, again, positivity over the event. It's going to happen. So enjoy it. And hopefully we can get an update on how it went and what's next.
Thank you. And thank you for having me. Have a good evening.
You as well. Be safe.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Stay dry.
Thank you. I'll try.
Bye.
Bye. And with that, we're going to go to our news break, and we'll be back with our second guest.